hello. I noticed that the students, logics, that wants to practice French with me and ask me not to speak English but French, they all have a problem with the sounds I in French. And the other sound that is letter E with an accent like that on it. When they say this one, it sounds like a very strange I. But I mean this one, I know from the word, the context. And after thousands of students, I wondered, why do they do all the same mistake? They don't come from the same country. I have a student that is Japanese, one that is American. Why do they do all the same mistake? And I watched a little bit on the internet how the vowel chart is explained for French, the IPA vowel chart, and there's a mistake in it. I went to the library and all the books that explain how to pronounce the French vowels, for example, the French I and the E with this accent, they all have the same mistake. It's unbelievable, it's crazy. That's true. Don't use the IPA vowel chart for French. Or listen to what I say. This letter, the E with this accent in French, is on the right on the IPA chart of the I. You can put it a bit lower if you want, open more the mouth, but doesn't change anything. I can prove it. Take someone that speaks perfect French and speaks only French. The mind is not developed for other sounds, and they have a category for E with this accent and I that is very sharp. And look, if I say E or E, much more open, it sounds like that for French brain, for French brains. And then if I say this and this, both sounds like an E with that accent for French brains. So it's not a matter of opening the mouth. It's much easier to open the mouth when you do that one than that one, because where the tongue is. So usually people do open a bit more the mouth for this one, but for the receiver of the French message, it doesn't matter. Now the frequency doesn't matter. Listen. I didn't do perfect, but for the French receiver brains, the first things were that and the second were that. It's impossible to mix up. Now the duration doesn't matter. Look. If the French person were close to me, or if I had a better microphone, or just ask to one French to listen to another without telling which letter the person is doing, and without telling how open is the mouth, how long is the duration, where is the frequency, how high is the frequency, they won't distinguish. If the emitter tries to make this one, they won't hear that one, and if the emitter tries to make this one, they won't hear that one. Whatever the frequency, the length, and the opening of the mouth is, it does not matter. What matters is exactly the tip of the tongue, whether it's like this. For this sound, it's a bit like this, a bit in the how do you say in English? Not in the front, a bit backwards, a bit. The tip is backwards, but like 1 millimeter, no more. It's very sharp, the difference. And for this one, the tongue is more forward. This is the only thing that imports for the French passive receiver. You can check it, I swear. I don't know. I'm so disappointed. I'm so surprised. I find 22 books that are wrong. I have an accent in English, but I swear I don't have a problem with French pronunciation. I make tests with French tourists. I don't ask them, do you think I was born in France? I ask them, in which city do you think I was born in France? It's not a trick. I want to know. If I say, do you think I was born in France? Most people want to flatter me. I know, because I met an American person who said, "Oh, you sound so good American," and I know it's not true. So it was flattering. It was in order to be nice. So in order to know the truth, when I meet a French tourist, I say, "From which city do you think? In which city of France do you think I was born?" And they think you have a total neutral accent in French. It's impossible in French. It's impossible to know where you were born in France. And I say, "I wasn't born in France." They say, "Oh, you're so good at French," blah blah blah. So I'm sure I'm perfect at French. Please ask to French people in Paris. Take someone in the street and ask someone that speaks only French. It's very important, because now I get used to a student of mine. He's from Spain, and instead of saying this one, he says an open I, like it's written in the IPA chart, like it's written in the books. He says, and it sounds like a bad I, like all the others. It sounds like someone, they're very nice people that are simple-minded. They're not good at math. They cannot do math. I don't know the name in English. Those nice guys that are not clever. I don't know in English. I know the name in other languages. Maybe you say they are trisomic. They have 21 trisomy, something like that. These simple-minded people. Some of them they pronounce wrong in French. It doesn't matter. It's just to explain, to make a point. They pronounce wrong. The K and the I, and they do the I like the Spanish guy do. They does. So it really sounds bad. Don't do that. Don't make an open I to make the E with this accent, which is called E accent aigu. I think it's called open E in linguistic things, but so wrong. They all copy each other. They don't check. It's not that they say the wrong information. They think that the vowel chart is not what they think, because most linguists in France, they don't speak well English, much worse than me. I'm not good at English, but I'm, if you want to do the E with an accent, do this. Nothing. Don't do an E. Just put the tongue backward. Okay, sure. The perfect sound is this. And the R is E. There's a space between the tongue and the teeth, and the teeth are a bit open, but it's like the closest thing you can have in English, I guess, because all the French language is very close. But by the way, on the IP chart, the vowels are too low. It's not so much open. It's not that people are stupid and they don't open the mouth. It's a part of the language. Look, I do the whole three vowels that are meant to be on the left of the IP chart. All until down. That is not so down compared to English. They're all very up. So it's completely wrong. But because linguists from France, they think that this open E, they think, okay, it must be something like the reverse 3, this symbol very low in the IP chart. It's completely wrong. Please believe me, don't lose time anymore. It sounds ridiculous. Go in Paris and ask any guy any person in the street that speaks only French. Am I saying, which letter am I saying when I do this wrong thing that I'm doing? All my students, ask them, honestly, not to me, ask. You find 20% on 20%, 100% of the 100% of the people you will ask to, they will say, it looks like some kind of I. some kind of this letter with a dot. They won't say I, they will say but you know what I mean? So don't do that. It's wrong. It's totally wrong. I don't dare to tell it to the people who tries to speak French, who wants to practice French with me. When I do lessons of another thing, I do a logics lesson. I will put this YouTube on my channel, by the way. They all do that mistake, and I don't have to say, okay, you're very smart, you have so much grammar, so much vocabulary, you're so smart, it's incredible, I will never speak as good your language as good as you do French, but you with this accent, this letter, you have it completely wrong, it sounds horrible. I don't dare to tell it. When I try to say, you know, your vowels are not perfect, can I tell you something? They say, oh, well, I don't need it to be perfect, so good approximations. Oh, it sounds so bad. I'm sorry. It's as if I say, I don't know, for example, instead of saying, excuse me, if I said, I know I have an accent, but imagine I do it stronger, like, excuse me, something, it's totally wrong. Don't learn this letter with the IP chart. I don't know how to convince people. All the books, 100% of the books I found in the library, and all the IP charts on the internet, when they try to make sounds, they look at the other IP charts, they don't think where to put this letter. And it's all wrong. In a way, the E with this accent in French is not under the I. It's not more open. A bit if you want, it doesn't matter. But it's important to be perceived as the letter you mean. It's important to make the tongue more in the back. And in the upper chart, it means, if I understood well, it means on the right. You will never find an IP chart with this letter on the right of this letter. But it is the truth. Because go in the streets of France, ask 20 people and make an answer, say, oh, this guy, I'm Jean-Michel, this guy is right, it's true, all the books are wrong. Wow, that's crazy. Have a nice day, bye.